Yo guys, what's going on? It's up here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the best Twixtor for anime inside of DaVinci Resolve. I know there are already plenty of tutorials on this, but this is going to be the best method that you can possibly do inside of DaVinci Resolve, and it lets you get a lot more creative and have almost no warp depending on how much movement is in your scene. So let's get right into it. So first you're going to want to go ahead and go to the website that I'm going to show now. I will have all the links in the description to everything I'm going to show in this video, so go check the description. But you're going to want to go to this website right here. It is for the program Flowframes right here. It is on itch.io. It is a video interpolator for GPUs. So this will let you convert choppy frame rates to something that looks relatively smooth like this on the right by creating frames in between and interpolating it. So it is similar to Optical Flow, except that it uses a better AI algorithm to do so. So how you can download this for free is just by going to the top here and clicking download now. And then you want to click right here, or if you want to donate, you can do so here. But there are also other options that will be in the description. Just check out all the links. So right here, you click no thanks, take me to the downloads. So you click there. You should see the most updated version that is released for free. There are versions that are more updated, but you need to be a Patreon supporter for the creator. But if you don't want to do that, you can just download the latest free version that he has out now right here by clicking the download button. So once I have it downloaded, I'm just going to open it up. It will say that Windows protected your PC because it is not a signed program. So you just have to click more info and then run anyway. And then it'll pop up with the installer right here, and it'll show select default installation. Just choose where you want there. I'm going to choose the default folder that it says right here. So click next, and then next it'll say to select your GPU type. So if you know what you're doing, you can select it manually, but just click auto detect if you don't. And then it says select the PyTorch installation to use. Just click auto detect. But once again, if you know what you're doing, you can do these manually. And for the last option, you have to select your PyTorch version, and you can see the options right here. But if you don't know, once again, just hit auto detect. And then it'll ask if you want to install all the AI types or just when you need them. So if you want to use Flowframes offline when your computer is not connected to the internet, select this bottom one and it'll download all of them, or select the top one and it will only download them when you need them or use them for the first time. I'm just going to choose this one because this is fine for now. And it'll ask you for the servers, and it'll show you all the information of where it's going to download to, and then hit next. And now you just got to wait for everything to download. So I'm going to speed this up now. Alright, there we go. So now the download for Flowframes is done, and you can select whatever you want here. For me, I'm just going to uncheck everything, and then I'm going to click next. Now we click next, the program is installed. So next we're going to head into DaVinci Resolve. Alright guys, so we are now in DaVinci, and this method is similar to the normal way you TWIX, but if you don't know how to do that, what you're going to want to do is just hit the right arrow key and use your split button on your keyboard to split your clip up. For me, I have it bound to B, so I'm just going to hover over everything and split it into one frame. You can also do this though by using the right arrow key to go frame by frame to do this like this. So you're just going to want to make sure all your frames are separated and clipped like this, as you can see. And after you split them all up, I will show you the next step. All right, as you can see, I have all of my frames split up in this anime scene right here. So what you're going to want to do now is, once you have it all split up, just go frame by frame and look for any dead frames or frames that have no change in the animation. So as you can see, if I hit the right arrow key, this frame has no animation here. So I'm just gonna delete that with my end key or delete key on my keyboard. And then you're gonna wanna go so that you can see this one's a moving frame and then the next one isn't. So I'm gonna delete that. Next one is, next one isn't. And you just wanna do that for every frame. So I'm gonna time lapse this, and then we'll be back when I'm done. Alright guys, as you can see, I am now done with my cutting of the dead frames, and if I go through, every frame has a movement, as you can see, but now it is short like that. So the normal way we would end up doing this is by adding our black solid and then adding Optical Flow, but instead we are going to be doing something different. So what you're going to want to do is go to the deliver page right here, and you're going to want to export your video. So for me, I'm just going to do QuickTime H264, and then I'm going to name this Flowframes input, for example, and I'm going to choose my location, and now you're just going to want to render it out. Alright guys, and as you can see, I have my clip rendered out right here. And what we're going to do is we're now going to open Flowframes. So just go ahead and open the application. And as you can see, this is what you should have open right here. It will show that it compressed the runtime, which means the file is now smaller. And it is showing that it will take a few minutes and it will only need to be done once. So while that goes on, you can see the different tabs. So the interpolation tab is the most important right here. This is where we can do all of our interpolating, and the preview tab right here will let you see what is going on in the interpolation. So just let this update, and once it's done, we can start with our interpolation. All right guys, as you can see, it shows that it is done compressing the Python runtime, and it took about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag your file right into the input directory right here. And as you can see, it'll automatically add a input and a output to your file. So as you can see here, this clip is 24 FPS, and you can change the amount of times you want it to go. So it'll convert 24 to 48. But for our case, I'm going to do 8x to go to 192. I'm going to keep it on normal speed and change the AI model from Rife 4.0 to Rife 3.1 right here. And then you can see the output mode. You can do this as a PNG sequence if you don't want to lose any quality, and it'll be lossless. But in my case, I'm just going to do MP4 because I do not mind. So now you can also go to the encoding settings here and once again change anything if you need to, but in this case we don't need to change anything. So now you just have to click the interpolate button right here, and it will start interpolating. So this will now download the model as well as start the interpolation process, and once it shows it is done here, then we will be ready to go. So I'll speed this up. Alright guys, as you can see, it took around 53 seconds to complete, and it now shows that it is done interpolating. So now you should have a file in the same area that you put in the input, and it should be called the same name except with a 8x and then -rife. So now we can close Flowframes and go back into DaVinci. Now that we're back in DaVinci, what you are going to want to do is just drag your clip back into the timeline. As you can see here, I'm going to delink the audio. And now if you click on one of the frames right here at the top right in the inspector and file, you can see that it is 24 frame rate. But now if you click on Flowframes, you can see this is 192. And what this lets us do is retime a lot better and have more frames to work with. So there will be pretty much no warp, since we don't need to interpolate any using optical flow. They were already interpolated by Flowframes, and this also works to do slow-mo or just look smoother in general. So now if we play this, you can see that it is a lot smoother here. You might not be able to tell right here, but if we open this in Fusion, you can see there's a lot more frames in the original. And if you look, you can see where it interpolates. There may be some weird points like this line right here where it kind of fades in and out, but other than that, you can't really tell except for the fast movement. So right here you can see, but depending on what your scene has, in this example, you can see it is the wire kind of glitching out, but the body has absolutely no warp on it. And what this lets us do is, let's say we go to the edit page and then we just retime it like this. You can see it looks a lot smoother than whatever we have here. As you can see the choppiness of each frame. So I'm going to show you guys an example on another clip that shouldn't have as much of that weird frame interpolation of the wire here. All right guys, so this is another Flowframes clip, and as you can see, this one is 24 FPS once again, and this one is 192. So I'm going to show you guys the difference in retiming here. And as you can see, we have many more frames to work with, and there is no weird artifact warp interpolation on the hair. There may be a little bit like right there, but it is not noticeable inside of the final comp. So I'm going to add a timestretcher, and what I'm going to do is just do our keyframes like this. We're going to do 97, and I'm just going to leave it on blend because we don't want to interpolate any more frames. We just want to blend them together, and I'm going to add our spline here. And now if we cache them, I will show you guys the back-to-back playback. So you can see right there, that's where our warp is, right here on the hair. But if we check the same area on Flowframes, you can see the interpolation is not there for that hair. It's only this weird part right here. So this method works very well with hair, but if you use this on a scene without crazy fast moving objects like this, it will result in a much better look than optical flow. You also can use Flowframes to interpolate real life footage, but you don't have to cut out the dead frames, but instead you could just throw it right into Flowframes and let it do its thing. And now I will be showing you guys some back-to-back comparisons of super slow-mo with the same footage and the interpolated footage now on screen. And there you guys go. I'm sure you could tell the difference on how much smoother it was, and it makes it a lot easier to retime, even if there is some weird artifacts on the very high moving parts like you might have seen on that wire in the guitar in that one retime clip. But there is so much more movement and smoothness because of how many frames there are, and it causes there to be no major warp on stuff you would see if you were using the old method. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the hands down best TWIX method if something is warping and you can't fix it, and I think it just helps your videos is like a lot smoother for AMVs, but you can also do this with real life footage and even games if you wanted to, and then just throw some RSMV on it. I would appreciate it a lot if you could subscribe for more videos like this on DaVinci Resolve and some more edits that I'm going to put out in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Later.